Well, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but it was even hotter today, with even hotter action on the finals day of the IFMAR 1/10 World Championships here in Burgdorf. Well, join me again to analyse the final day's action here from Germany. It's Oisin from Red RC and Scotty Ernst. Where do you want to be from today, Scotty?
We'll say home, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
We saw three great finals, three unexpected results overall. But the first result, we had the winner we thought, but beyond that, not really what we were expecting.
No, it was Mark starting on pole. We knew pole position was going to be so important with this tight first turn and the tight circuit they had. Pole position was so important, and Mark took advantage of it. Got around the first couple corners and was able to really pull away. Unfortunately, Yili starting second had some terrible luck in the first one, and maybe some over-aggressiveness from the back of the pack. Some guys getting a little bit too hot into the first turn, and Yili got collected and dropped way back.
And that obviously meant that we had, coming into second place from 7th on the grid, Elliot Harper.
Yeah, it was great. You know, sometimes you talk about if you're not starting on the pole, it's better to start in the back and let things sort out in front of you, and that's exactly what happened. Elliot was able to get through the mess that was in the first couple sections and bring home a second, so it was brilliant for him.
I mean, that's a very good point that Scotty brings up there, because in the second race, again, we saw Mark disappearing in the distance, but the guys behind him, what were they doing?
Well, we had a better start in the second final. It didn't all end at the first corner. The second final, we got to lap 4, and then, well, there's different opinions, but Hagberg tagged Gillis, and that cut out 3 other drivers, so it was a really, really messy final, and that just let Mark, I mean, he could have stopped for a cup of tea, really.
Yeah, and second place, Hayato from 10th. I mean, I can't remember that ever happening in a World's final before.
It was a pretty stunning performance, but he said he changed. He ran an LTC or body shell all weekend. Ronald tried a Speed 6 this morning and said it was better, so he switched body shell, and he said it made the car a lot more stable. And when he finished second in the second leg, he said for the third leg he was confident he could win it. And okay, he didn't win it, but he really came good again. So yeah, great performance from the guy from the back of the grid.
That's true. In the third leg, we finally saw the talent that Yields wasn't able to show due to forces of nature that were against him.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, it all worked out, and you know, just tough luck, some of it, but sometimes good luck, it can happen too.
I mean, Scotty, the thing is, we had the winner who you know, I backed from day one and Oisin backed from day 2, honestly, in Mark, who was just supreme and sublime. But behind him, why do you think we saw so many instances from guys who are the best in the world?
It's just many things. I mean, talking to the race and things like that, the circuit was very, very tight. No question, not that that's anything bad, but with the speeds these guys are going, so much on the line, the grid spacing was a straight 2 meters. Sometimes at World Championships it'll be greater, be a little bit more, so that played into effect. It's not a hairpin, but it's a very, very tight turn at the end, so that all kind of plays into it. The guys going so fast at the straightaway, that you know, anything can happen.
I mean, that's a very good point. I mean, you obviously in the pits the whole time. I mean, what were the guys really just bothered about the position in the track? I mean, was there a lot of work still going on the cars?
Yeah, drivers were still playing around, but I think a lot of drivers were frustrated with the driving standards. But I mean, Gillis summed it up after he won the third leg. He said starting from with a clean track in front of you, it meant you didn't have to worry about braking. And he said, you know, everyone else had that worry, and he said it was just so close. Whereas once you were ahead, you had a clear track, you could just check out, you didn't have to worry about braking. And we've seen a lot of incidents. I mean, the Hagberg incident with Gillis, they actually both were brought up in front of the head of Erfurt, Dallas, for a quick chat. And they both, I suppose, buried the hatchet. But yeah, it's just super close racing. You know, it's a very tight track. So once you had a clear track, and I think that's what made it easy for Mark. Like Mark said after he won it, he said they couldn't have made it any easier for him. You know, they basically gifted him the win.
That's true. I was watching towards the end of that second leg, and he was going so slowly. I think I was as fast as him for 2 laps, unfortunately not for the previous 10 years. But overall, a fantastic event, and I think it's great when you get unexpected results, and certainly we had that within the podium. Scotty, highlight event for you.
It was spectacular. I mean, I must take my hat off to the club and everybody involved with it. It was great. Mother Nature, it was hot, as you said, but in the other side of it, it could have been a lot worse, and it was just a fantastic event. No doubt people will be talking about it. The 12 scale side was that second A main will go down, and people will be talking about for years, and with the help of you two, everybody will be watching it. So it was a great event.
And for you, Oisin, what was coming out of here, what do you think you take as your best memory? And more importantly, because you're the guy in the pits, who do you think we'll be talking about in 2 years' time?
I think Christopher Kraft did a fantastic job. I mean, at the end of the finals, he actually tied on points with Elliot, and it went down to faster times. And the guy, he put in a stunning performance. He set the fastest lap in the last final. So I think he's the guy that we really have to watch for. I mean, we mentioned Elliott at the end of Thailand, and he's come good. He's on the podium, and I think Chrissy Crapp's day will come definitely.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to Scotty and Oisin for being with us during these results. And more importantly, I'm going to throw this on them because we're all going to be together again in November for the 1/8 Rallycross Worlds. So I'm going to ask you all to do this again for a daily summary what happens there, because for once I have no idea what's going on. So I probably won't tip the champion. You might get a chance rather than me being right. But don't forget, you can see all the highlights of the 1/8 Rallycross in November. And of course, there's a lot more video on hpi.tv. Thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed making it.